So like in the past, right, like Nazis, um, they didn't have like, they had like pride. You didn't like think that when they put on their uniform, they were making themselves up to look like, oh, you're so ugly. Like, you know what I mean? They weren't, they didn't know that, but like they did crescendo into a Holocaust, right? So you can expect them to do it again when they reemerge as alienated Nazis in the West. This is why the tone policing and everything that's done for to be more considerate fails when it reaches the target destination, which is we're gonna turn white into YT, like whitey, and get everybody says whitey, YT, like people who don't mean that. People who are not gonna say yo whitey are now YT. They now say YT. This shit works like a charm, but I mean, I'm not saying that they're gonna be ultimately able to like seize the means of production or whatever the fuck shit. But you guys are salty. That's why I call them salinated. It's just that it's covert. So like they're overt salty, meaning they don't know what's wrong with it. Overtly, they think that there's no shame, and it's like even a source of pride, right? They have like this nationalistic pride thing, right? Why would you make it designed to look like Nazis then, right? If that was a bad look, why did Prescott Bush Sr. stand next to a lynched person with his own genetic material in his mouth that they castrated from? Why would that be a picture taking moment? Like, because it was normal to them, right? So when they later on, when they're deposed, they're salty. They go underground, they hide, they change, they shift, they figure out. And when we realize they're progressives, it makes sense that that's what they would have to try to do, because it's the antithesis of everything we considered them to be before. They're, always harbored in the United States and Brazil and and people like David Brock and Dennis Hastert and shit, like that's them. What they did to the Haitian Relief Fund and trafficking those children and rat lines, I'm sure there's they're on the menu at Epstein Island. So and then it's always including in a different way, like they include black women in the war for themselves and the life of the housewife, and then black men is like they're imbuing us with a more criminality, like you're celebrated when you get out of jail, you didn't really doing, like you just came out of jail, like it's not like you graduated Ivy League or something like that. Because they need to keep us with the bad behavior so that they can do their Goon to Troon pipeline with the Underground Railroad, and they're trying to stigmatize families. So families are radical. Families breed hate. Do you have to tell them hate is not a family value? I'm not being pedantic. Do you have to remind them that hate's not a family value? Because they're trying to say that the assassin came from a conservative family. Families did that to him. See what I mean? You can't reproduce in competition with families. You can only reproduce if you turn their young into troonies, into troons. That's reproduction. So why would we even ask them if they believe in replacing the population? Isn't that word replace is supposed to be on the list of things that's bad? For some reason you don't say it or something like that. And then is it the reason to? Because they don't want you to put, even if you do put it together, you're not supposed to? What the fuck? Do they think it's so terribly easy to reprogram everybody with a psyop? Is that high IQ? Is that logic? Is a high IQ, logical mind tell you that you can fool all the people all the time? It's just and just ignore conventional wisdom because you're such a different special case? Genius. A genius figured that out. You know, and like, of course they're gonna lose and everything, and we're gonna win, but there's like a cost and shit. You know? It's like you've heard of winning at a high cost before, and if you don't know what the price was, and like you don't want back your foreskin, you don't want back like your like it. I was circumcised because my parents had it in their mind that that was what the fuck should be done in a decent like, even, you know, even my like, this shit came, the alienated Nazi shit moved into this progressive, because before they did, my dad and mom were that, and they had some little transhumanist ideation too, but they were like more like, I mean, they're wholesome, they're like salt, you know, like more salt of the earth than salty. They had to be salinated to make us seem like salt of the earth, and then they move in and go after them. Like, why do they need to split up? Do you ever ask yourself why Trunies are, or like, and feminists are like encouraging women to be more sexually exploration and shit? Like, leave your family, leave your husband. You're getting played, you're getting tricked. You haven't been allowed to experience yet. Get the fuck out. And I'm single, and I'm saying that that's wrong. But yeah, though, I don't look at my parents the same way that I look at progressives, even if they had some of it. Because back then it was like meant well. It doesn't mean well anymore. It means that you should have that, you know, like, and I know they say it doesn't happen that often, but like some places in England and like Colorado, weird places or something, where you can shit in a litter box instead of going to the fucking bathroom, or to have like trying to accommodate all this shit is just like, that's like a sabotage. So I'm not saying that the people inclination naturally is to want to make these psychotic challenges and meet them, right? But there's the push to facilitate it, where then later on you'll explore if it's right for you. You know what I mean? Later on, if you will support you, if you reach the fucking conclusion. Little fucking sneaky little, I mean. And then when my sister said that she was radicalizing students without their parents who didn't even know, it wasn't even the fact that she was talking some radical stuff, because what we consider radical in the future is not even that radical. Like in the past, like you didn't have to do that much to be a radical, right? So then like I don't know what you mean by radical, but what's this thing about the parents not fucking knowing that makes you like take particular glee? That's weird. I have a weird half sister. She's Nephilim because she was born into an adulterous relationship. I mean, they're not a physical giant, but she's a Nephilim. And she's like, thinks that she's more woke and experienced and more black than me somehow. Like, okay, she is a little bit darker than me, but she has the same mother, you know. And that doesn't really mean anything, because they've controverted the people so that they work in their worst interest, and anybody helping them is actually not what you think. So for the interest of helping black people, anybody in that capacity right now, and saying that that's what they're doing, is just trying to drag you into a power play and they're not necessarily going to be compensated or remembered for doing it either. They're just acting like that's the Jabberwocky or whatever the fuck. People are acting like Jabberwocky. That's cool. I mean, if you want to carry yourself in a high-minded morale, and I'll do that too. We can all act like we're the most high-minded morale, and everything. But I'm telling you this, and you would be telling us like, that like, uh, God wants you to do whatever makes you happy and shit like that. What the fuck, dumbed down, stupid messaging. Can't even get hate watchers. If what I'm saying is inflammatory, then a lot of people's hating what I'm saying. Where the fuck are they? It's like they don't want people to use the algorithm like that. I would wish that they would, because then they would not be underground, salienated, re-emerging Nazis. Like they would have to wait till the Overton window or something, because they want to supersede the Overton window. Like they want to get out in front and find out where the Overton window is going to appear, so they can make it exclusive. It's like it either has to be all inclusive or must be destroyed. The Overton window must be destroyed, or it has to be opened up for everybody. It's like, why do you need an Overton window if it's only for, that is, the cross cancels. Do you even know what an Overton window is? It's to affect your will in a way that you didn't have access before, that now you can make moves and seize opportunities that were not there before. So how does that go with generic salienated Nazis? Isn't the whole point of the Overton window to escape their influence? So then, like, if they find it and like make it exclusive, why would you need it? Why would you even need it? And see, they're thinking like almost along the lines of the supernatural. It's like, if you see how telegraphed the shit is and what they has to move into, it is controverting something similar to the same structure that you came up or grew up in, so that they were hoping you would fucking recognize it as such, as that. Like, oh yes, oh, I like you, we are the same.